All right, we're telling your followers that you started a live video. Well, I've been live on Facebook and YouTube if you do not know. That's right, let's go to the camera one. Hi, guys, it's me, Cousin Nikolai. Looky, looky, looky. I'm here. Good morning, it's Sunday. Looky, looky, looky. Oh, hi, good morning. Bloom Hosier. Exotic Alchemy, Native Cultivations, Michigan. Hello, cousins. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just getting it going. The K-Spur. Hello, cousins. Good morning, my friends. That's right. Just getting started here. That's right. Just getting, give you, if you do not know, you should go to Facebook and YouTube and see behind scenes camera and full production value of studio. Good morning. Thank you for joining Pepe K. Borsut. I think I say it right. Wolfgang Tipax. Thoroughgood Jenkins. Hello, cousin. That's right. Gula Guy. Hi, cousin. Good morning. That's right. Welcome back to studio. That's right. Just getting started, guys. Good morning. Thoroughgoody Jenkins. Hello, my friend. Sky God. Sky Wheels. Good morning. Thank you. Brent. Demick. Cousin. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. That's right. What's going on? I'm going to kick off some things here today. We got some new announcements, as always. I'll repeat myself again. Morning, Kulu guy. That's right. It's getting going, guys. Stand by. Get another bite of cereal. Stand by. It's working? Yeah, Bluetooth is on. Everything is on. That's Roadcaster. That's working. I believe everything is okay. Let me check comments on YouTube. Anybody there on Facebook or YouTube yet? Anybody? Anybody? I've got 10 people on Instagram. That's great. Smileys. Hello, cousin. Good morning, my friend. Good morning, John Kinney. Iliko. Good morning, my friends. Sorry, I was a little late. I need to eat cereal. Midterps, 5:32. Good morning, my friend. All right. Can you hear me chewing? All right, yeah, so look at my eyes. I'm tired. Let's smoke. You guys pack it up. I'm getting ready. I have to fill belly first. Yeah. So I have some disappointing news for myself. I had to dismantle the grow room, the pseudo grow room, the new one I built for last season's sponsored grow by Photon Tech. Anyhow, that's no longer. Um, yeah, things are tough in the industry, guys. Yeah, apparently sales aren't so good, and um, they got rid of the agency that was working with me, and I built up this great relationship with this agency for the past 2 years. And then last year they reached out to me and said, we want you to do something with us, can you come up with something? So I put together the most excellent proposal, of course. And so that's what I did for 6 months. It was pay to play. And so that's what I did. I built out that grow room with a little bit of the money. And I grew 6 plants in there and 4 in my tents. And I did a perpetual. I tried to do a perpetual grow because I had issues, of course, being newbie. And it was quite the struggle to do everything. It was, oh man, I was chasing my tail all the time. But It was most excellent learning experience, as you guys know. Force yourself to do things you're not accustomed to, and yeah. So, anyways, we waited. I tried to establish a relationship with marketing team, and apparently they're just not. It's like it's seriously. It's like. So I have abandoned. They are most excellent light, no doubt. I'll keep till I switch them out in the pseudo grow area. I find something that's comparable. Another perhaps AC Infinity will have one I could put in there. But yeah, I have to build relationships with brands that are actually working out there and engaging with their audience. It's not just enough to post a graphic and but yeah, there's a whole community out there, and they certainly obviously don't have a person that is managing their socials, so there's no engagement anymore. I could post things and tag them, and so that just kind of went yeah, que sera sera. So anyhow, not complaining, just explaining. So I have decided to abandon the grow area. Cousin says if it is not earning, then it must be producing something. So I'm not going to growing the grower. It's too much. Takes more electricity, more work, and so I took it all down last night, guys. Dismantled everything, disassembled, and cleaned up. Did the final mopping and yeah, I'm going to rearrange it back into the product photography room that we do still photography, because that has been upstairs in one of the bedrooms and it's not ideal. It's just not good anyhow. So yeah, I'm going to work on that. Yeah, it's like yeah, thanks Midterps. That will kill a good cup. Yeah, it's they they initiated a whole like brand ambassador thing, and yeah, they started it, and yeah, they didn't follow through with it. So yeah, it's too bad because they were building momentum, and it yeah, I was supposed to go out to Vegas with them and do the what is that MJ Biz or whatever out there, and help do my thing on the Segway and cameras with the company, and yeah, so it would have been most fun. The agency was great to work with, though. Hats off to you guys if you're ever catching this one. I really enjoyed you guys. We had how do you say it? Synergy. Anyhow, so big applause to those guys. Thank you very much. Anyways, oh, looky, the Basement Grow Shows. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hello, new or old, normal. What do you guys do? Are you cooking Canadian bacon up there, Basement Grow Shows, right now while watching your Cousin Nikolai? I'm having some bite-sized shredded mini wheats, frosted, that is. Mm-hmm. Grateful grower. Oh, hold on here. I'm getting a request. Stand by. Where is it? View request. Let's go live. I have a special guest, one of the gurus of growing for this season, guys. Wait for it. Wait for it. Is everything working? Bluetooth on? Yeah. Just me, Scotty joined. Accepting. Oh, cousin.
How you doing, man?
Good morning, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Here we have, guys, if you do not know, you will. This is our cannabis cousin from Smiley's Garden on the gram, and his most excellent seeds that he's given me a sponsorship, these Smiley's Angels, guys, in the house. Do you hear the sound effects, cousin?
I can hear it, yeah.
Yeah, you hear
That's
that.
cool.
That comes through good. I was wondering, like, I think I was doing something on New Year's Eve and something wasn't playing. I was uncertain. But anyhow, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, jumping on here. This guy, if you guys don't know him, this guy, he's a most excellent Michigan breeder here and grower, long time, in the legacy or whatever, caregiver, all that. Old school, much more than your cousin Nikolai. And I meet him at one of the most excellent Big Cloud presents events. And he happened, no, actually, I take that back. I have to pay homage where homage is due. And that was at the Clio Cultivation Cup. I believe that was the first time, right, cousin? You handed me one of your most excellent. He walks around with his hand rolled. I don't like to call them pre-rolls because that really diminishes the quality. To me, it does. It seems like it's no store-bought pre-roll. This is a handcrafted pre-roll of his most excellent caregiver genetics. And I'll tell you what, cousin Nikolai has been given many, many pre-rolls out at these events, guys. Don't mean to be long in the tooth here, but yeah, I have to sometimes say easy on the pre-rolls because a lot of them are stale and just shitty, to be honest. And this guy, he hands me one and I take a whiff just across the nostrils and I couldn't believe the terpene profile. I thought maybe perhaps he was spraying it with that stuff they do, the terpene stuff, but no, of course not. And so I smoke it with the T-Dog, the artist. And yeah, that has become our fan favorite handout roll from Smiley's. Boy, that was a story. So there goes the cereal. Sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah. T-Dog's so cool too, man. He's rock.
Yeah, but yeah, cousin. So I still have one that's in the tube. You gave me a few at the Sun Harvest, the Sun, Country Roots gathering. And so I hold one just in case I need to turn it on to somebody. But yeah, so there's many excellent growers, especially at that last Sun Grown Harvest competition gathering. And yeah, thanks for joining us today, guys.
Dude, it sucks to hear about the basement, though. They got to shut down, tear it down.
Yeah, I really wanted to keep it going, but as you know, man, like unless you're staying in the black, and I'm not trying to grow I'm not like a true caregiver. I'm my own caregiver, so to speak, and because I'm not experienced enough to be, giving out my flower yet, like that to somebody. So anyhow, with that being said, I'm primarily trying to do this content creation thing. So that thing has to be operational, profitable, at least break even. And as you know, those big lights, that was a 1,000 watt light that I actually had turned down to 75%. So I'm running 750 watts approximately. But it's like $100 a light, right? $100 a light in electricity
per month.
Yeah. No, my bill went up triple. It went up triple, and cousin's looking at it and going, "Yeah, well, you're paying for this," and it's like $225 extra a month for the electricity.
Yeah, I got four lights in a flower room, and then another four in the veg room. But some of them are kind of smaller. But yeah, mine's like $450 a month, something for power.
Well, it's cost of doing business, but you're actually producing. I don't know. That's justifiable perhaps to you.
I'm a smaller caregiver than I was. I only produce for 3 people right now, so It's not even
I understand it. No, I remember you telling me and showing me the other facility bigger you shut down. A lot of people have done that, so that's what I'm doing. Too bad. Yeah, the lighting company. They must be hurting in sales, and they had to trim budgets, and they're not going to probably spend the money for it. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back in middle part of the year. But I've had it's about building the relationships, to be quite honest. And so I don't want to go into all that, but yeah, that's what I was doing with the room as a content creator. It's a struggle to stay profitable. And so I'm going to concentrate on the live streaming. I got to still grow because I have all this equipment. So I'm just going to grow in the little tents, in the little pseudo grow area, the shower and the cubby. So one plant per little area. And I think that's a good introduction for a newbie home grower. It's my understanding that in Ohio, Toledo Indoor Garden, their most excellent grow store down there in Toledo. If you guys don't know, you should, and now you do. Big shout out to Toledo Indoor Garden. It's opened up there for Ohio. So all these people are rushing into the store as little home growers. And the guys down there, they say that the tents, small, and you know who's coming in? It's the 40, the 50, and the 60-year-olds, the old schools, the old heads. And so they're trying to get into it. And I think that's probably where I should just, anyhow, that's justifying why I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, newbie style, hopefully, because I'm not going to impress you guys that have been running real rooms and, with the genetics, but at least I entertain you enough for you to come on. But so thanks, Cousin. I'll get to the point. So I'm going to do, try to make it interesting and people tune in with a little pseudo grow along, most excellent grow along. Nobody's really jumped at haven't gotten any emails yet. No purchases. I was telling you there's two ways to win. And since you guys were handing out the seeds on this most excellent giveaways this past season, you especially, Smiley, you handed out quite a bit. Thank you for keeping up. And we also had, so where did it go? Wait for it. I have them all here. It's funny, Smiley. I got all these seeds here. Did I put? And now I can't find your pack to show. Wonder what happened to it. But anyhow, so I'll have to show. There's got to be here. Sorry, you're getting. Oh, it's right here, right in front of me. It was flipped over. I feel embarrassed. I have to show your brand, cousin. So I got Smileys, I've got Starline, and I've got Leaf Cycle. These three guys were cool enough to give out these giveaway that I was doing on this wheel, guys. If you're tuning in, I got a little wheel here, and we spin it, and it lands, and you win some seeds. So that's how you participate in this grow along. And so I'm going to grow their genetics finally, guys. I'm going to grow one strain of each of theirs. So I'm going to get a hold of Armor from Starline Genetics, and he's got some of Michael Fang's, the Mendo, the breath, as the backbone. So he's got a Phantom, and he does quite well with those genetics. He's low key, but tell you what, he's most excellent grower like yourself. And then, of course, I've got the Leaf Cycle Private Reserve. They're coming on the scene. They're available at Seed Bank International, along with Smileys and Starline as well. And he's got some great sativa dominant strains, a Chiquita 99, an Angry Angie, and a Psycho Cindy. And I'll tell you what, that Psycho Cindy is like pure Durban poison to me. It's like espresso plus something. I really need, so he mixed it up with something, and now I forget which one it is. But anyhow, looking to do a pheno hunt with him, and then you, of course, Smiley. And you have given me so many excellent packs. I have the Jack Skellington here. Just wondering what you suggest. What should I pick of yours to, I've got all those packs. What would you suggest?
You got the Jack Skellington ones?
I have a tester pack here. And of course, you gave me the full packs to put into, the retails, and I still have those.
Okay.
I think I have your full line.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the ones we have released right now were from the Sky Color Kush F3 male. And that project was originally just for, so I have an old cut of Skywalker OG that's been handed down in the lineage, like the actual connected lineage goes all the way back to like the LA area in like the early 2000s. So it's an original kind of, and it's an old cut. She kind of is a diva, so she's a little bit hard to grow now and some of these things. So I was trying to make a back cross with that, but with some of with doing that work, I put in a few of the other girls, and we got some of these other crosses that came out really fire too. So the Sky Color Cushes are really nice, vigorous growing plants, open structure. I was really happy with them. They all came out really similar. Even like between the different crosses, the male really carried heavy in the structure of the plant. So like I could have had 5 of the different crosses, a clone of each, you know, sitting there, and they all just looked like they were sisters of each other. It was kind of cool.
Wow, that is cool. And this is which one again, cousin?
And that was the Sky Cuddler Kush line.
Yeah,
so,
the Sky Cuddler Kush.
And those are available right now on Seed Bank International. And then the tester ones I had given you are still in testing, the Jack Skellington crosses, which I have a lot of those going in my room right now as well. So I haven't really gotten through all of them yet, but I know a few of them that have been my favorites so far. Kind of.
I'm on the website right now, cousin. We're looking at we'll talk about it right now. We're at Seed Bank International, guys. If you do not know, you should, and now you do. Link in bio above or on the Smiley's Angels page. And you were talking about, is this the Cloud Cuddler and...
Yeah, so there should be like Hippie Goggles, Sky Punch,
yep,
Burnside,
yep,
Sky Stomper.
Yeah, Sky Stomper.
Yep.
Yeah, right there. So what do you think, cousin? So what do you suggest I grow? Because I don't know. I just pick it based on name.
Well, what's your kind of...
So I
don't know, what
definitely
kind of flavor profile do you like?
Well, I'd like something a little bit more uplifting, you know. Mostly, you know, I only smoke the heavy sedative stuff really at nighttime. So I'm looking more sativa, you know, hybrid. I know everything's hybrid, but a little bit more uplifting, citrusy or floral, not too gassy, really, not in the day, because I'm constantly working, and I need to stay up. In fact, this Mona Lisa I grew of Michael's, it's one of the plants was uplifting and the other one is sedative, and it's just really putting me in zones. And then all of a sudden I'm like, gosh, I shouldn't have smoked this. This is like, you know, I'm not.
So on your, I would go to the Jack Skellington line for that. Okay. The Jack Skellington's more of that, like, I don't know, it's described by TGA as being violently potent. That was some cool description of it. So, but that one I actually came about through a friend. Miranda Family Farms sent that to us. And then we also he sent us Cholumbium, and then Eagle grew out the Cholumbium. I grew out the Jack Skellington. And then we both made a selection of a male and a female. And then we traded the females so that we could do an intercross called DOA. And that was in memory of a friend of ours from chat. So on Eagle's show, there was a guy that was, he was part of the show. He came on the lives. He was in the chat really regular. We became friends with him, and a lot of people really enjoyed the guy. And then we didn't know it, but he was a lot sicker than he ever let on, and he ended up passing away. And then, so Miranda Family Farm, Seth, he was really good friends with him, and he knew his two favorite strains. So we basically he had seeds of both of them, and he sent them to us so we could actually make this cross with his two favorite strains. And that was kind of the inspiration of running the Jack Skellington male. So when we did that, I also ran it against some other girls that came out really fire. So in that line, I mean, what you're describing, I would suggest like that Jilly Bean by Jack Skellington would be one of them, or the Raspberries by Jack Skellington.
Okay, I have a tester pack right here, Jack Skellington crossed with Jack Skellington, right here.
Or the Jack, yeah, that's kind of like an F2 of it.
Okay, yeah. Well, look, you said the Raspberries and
Jilly Bean.
Jilly Bean.
Either one of them will come out really, you know.
Well, I know I smoked
more like a sativa kind of an uppity. Like we just smoked even Gorilla Glue by Jack Skellington, the one we call it Lock, Stock, and Barrel, but that name came from the Jack Skellington kind of Nightmare Before Christmas theme.
Okay, so, right. I like it, cousin. Well, that's what I will go with then, for sure. We're getting some comments here below. We had Organically Blunt join. Thank you, cousin. Well done the other night with your mental health and cannabis talk with everybody, cousin. Well done. Yeah, the Dad's Life Rosin, Mid-Michigan Farms. They're out there. Hello, good morning, cousin. Bucknuts Genetics. Bucknut. Yeah, McDonald Swifty. Hello, cousin. Daniel Lomstra. Exotic Alchemy. He loves the Acapulco, the citrusy, euphoric, giggly sativas, the Acapulco Gold. Yeah, I would like to mess around with the old school landrace strains. The kids won't know what they are, but us old heads, this next round, pretty much I've got enough flower to last me a while, and so I'm growing I want to grow these genetics and the ones that I want because I will be smoking this myself, no doubt.
Yeah.
But
that's one thing I'm really excited about with the Jack Skillington crosses. A lot of them will come through in that what I would call like a sativa type buzz anyway, so the end result when you're actually smoking it, whatever, it's almost the real potent ones really give you that like where your brain starts on a thought, you know what I mean? And then you get deep into that thought, and then you're like 10 minutes later, you realize you're just staring at the wall. And then when you snap to, you forgot what you were thinking about. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Right.
Like I've had a few of them do that where it's like, whoa, holy shit. Like that just put me in a huge, like just cerebral kind of thing,
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily, none of them have ever really been, that I've seen of them have been like a real couch lock or any kind of description like that. It's more of a kind of cool, energetic high.
Nice. Yeah.
It's kind of different from what I've experienced out and around. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe pull one and put it outdoor for the sun grown next year.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Most definitely, my friend. So yeah, guys, these are available. If you're tuning in, we're doing a most excellent grow along, and you can get involved with just getting one of the genetics that you might like from one of these three breeders here. Smiley's Angels, he's right here below me on live here, or Starline Genetics, or Lease Cycle, Private Reserve, all available on the Seed Bank International. Link in bio above. Coupon code Cousin. Get yourself a discount. Let's go. Let's get popping in the next week.
Can we do that? Can we give somebody in chat a pack of seeds or something?
Yeah.
Somebody joining on that?
Good idea.
I don't know how you're doing that.
Well, all they would have to do is, So yeah, you got to send me the contact information. We need that. So they got to jump through the hoops. Just all they got to do right now is get that email to me in this live stream. So if or we can make it less complicated if we wanted. But the whole idea is to
pick a number and let's fucking roll it right in live chat.
All right, let's do that, cousin. You know better than me. You do these things more than me.
I don't know. However you want to do it, it's fine.
You don't. No, you're not stepping on my toes. Let's do it. Let's keep the flow going. So how's that sound, guys, in the comment? Let's do an impromptu giveaway. So we're going to pick a number between 1 and something? Ooh, what is that? 1 and that's what we should do? Or
150 or something?
Yeah, and then we'll give them a chance to spin. Right? And then that way it's like randomly. Well, no, we got to give away your seeds because the other guys aren't here.
No, I don't care if they're down. I'm down to do the wheel. I think the wheel's cool as shit, man. That's the coolest wheel I've seen on the internet, dude. Everybody else has their digital ones. They just plug in the names and shit. No, Cousin made one.
Those look too. I couldn't figure out how they did all that, and then I found one. It was like subscription based, and I was like, "Fuck, not another subscription. I'm not fucking doing that."
No, that wheel's perfect, dude. That thing's badass.
Yeah, I just needed to hook even.
Nice
I just need to hook.
I like it.
Yeah, I make them jump through the hoops to spin the wheel so I could collect their emails. Right? You're supposed to have an email list, otherwise your sponsors.
No, I get it.
But no, these guys here that are on the live, they're always tuning in. Most of them, and so yeah. Let me get to the comments. Alico, right, fighter, whoop, whoop, let's do it. Okay, guys, yeah, all right, so pick a number, and you'll get the chance to spin the wheel, and I feel like
show the wheel in action, show it in action, it's like,
yeah.
Go on, that's cool.
All right, hold on, bear with me for a moment.
It's like game show status right there, man.
I need a miniature Vanna White. Hold on. Oh, my slate board's in the way. Oh, I got to kick off show. Hold on. Action, it's live. We're finally official now.
I thought you broke that thing earlier.
I have many times. It falls apart, but it goes back together. Oh. Anyhow, all right, guys. So yeah, there it is. Cousin Nikolai's World of Fun Most Excellent Game Show Giveaway. It's pretty good. It hasn't
so
broken yet. Look, you would have won a Cousin
No.
Nikolai, which would have been a most excellent giveaway for you. All right. So we have anybody shooting out. So we got to say, pick a number between. Gosh, we don't want to make it too high. There's
1 in 50 or something.
Yeah. One
and
in.
just set a timer. Just set a timer and be like, you got a minute.
All right. Let me see if I.
There's like 13 people. It'd take 30 seconds for everybody to pop in a number.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, so yeah, 1 in 50, guys. Pick a number. I need to go back to 1. Turn this off. If you're on Facebook and YouTube now, you can see what we're doing here. And we've got the World of Fun, guys. Most excellent game show giveaway. What time is it? 10:30. Okay, yeah.
I had a number in my head, so I got it written down.
Okay, good. All right, so I'll call out some numbers. I see we've got Thurgood Jenkins, 5. Psychoactive Pope, 37. Shaw Spider, 42. Exotic Alchemy, 20. Eagle Hunt, 9. Coonward, 33. MD Terps, 532 is number 35.
Doing one guess per, or do like closest, or are you just guessing until somebody gets it?
Yeah, whoever gets it first, right?
Okay, that was MD Terps.
Okay, so we were last one I read out was
the number was 22. Number was 22. He just threw it in there, but it also had 21 and 16. So
yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with his first ones. Yeah, you can one entry, guys. So MD.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll have to start over because I just said the number.
Oh, you did. That's great. Okay, so that's okay. What do they want? What do you want for free? Do I need to put up the disclaimer below if people get mad and start challenging?
No, it's like whatever. There's 14 people. Let's do 14 guesses, just the closest one or whatever.
Yeah, let's tune it in. Okay, pick a number again between 1 and 50. Let's do it. Write it down. All right, guys, we're starting over. The 14 of you, bear with us. Sorry, you guys. So, all right, here we go. One guess only, guys. He's got the number. Thurgood Jenkins, 37, he says. Okay, next. Okay, Eagle Hunt, 27. They ran out of steam. They gave up. The McDonald's Swifty says 40. Tress 420 says 45. We should have some music going. Can you hear the music?
I had my notes all prepped for this morning too, cousin, because you have all these other breeders on and they know all these crosses like off the top of their head, and I'm like, how the fuck do they always remember all that shit? And I'm like, maybe they wrote it down. So I was like, had it written down.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with notes, cousin. Tricone says 19.
Better be accurate, right? Like,
yeah. Did you see mine? Alico. Hold on. Let me look at Alico's. He said. Alico, the last one I saw, I think was 17. Was that the one you wanted? And I thought that was for when we fucked up the giveaway first, but that's okay. We'll go with your 17 if that's your call. You make it right now. Put it down below, cousin. Put it down below. What's your guess? MD Terp said 32. That's what he says. Yes, Alico's going with, what did I say? 17, I believe. Let me look back up.
Everybody got their guess in?
Yeah, I think that's everybody, right? We're going to go once, twice, 3 times. We'll give you another second here. Get your guess in. It's between 1 and 50. Who's ever closest wins a chance to spin the wheel. still a little leery about spinning the wheel because the other guys are not really involved right now. It might take too long to get the seeds out. Afraid. So anyhow, we'll give somebody something. Somebody's winning. Oily thread.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
don't see nobody.
Yeah, do it. All right, we're gonna make the announcement.
All right. So the number I had picked was 42, and so I think McDonald Swifty was closest with 40.
Yep. He was 37.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right, McDonald's Swifty. I think McDonald's has won before. What did you win before, cousin? Which what probably Smiley's.
That's awesome.
But anyhow, all right. What do you want to win, cousin? That's what I'm always curious. McDonald's. If we spin this, what do you want to win? He says Smiley's. He wants to win Smiley's. Well, we'll just give them to him then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm afraid if
That's
I
fine.
spin it out like Armor, like Starline, I haven't been in contact with him for a minute. Like, I know he'll do it, but it just might be delayed. You know, that guy might be really busy, and all of a sudden he's trying to get a pack out, and then someone went and then my grow along gets fucked up. But anyhow,
all right.
So
I'm following McDonald's Swifty, or probably vice versa. So just hit me up in a DM, and I'll get you something sent out.
Shaw Spider says he had 42. Where did you have 42?
Yeah, that was after I said it, though.
After?
Sorry, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like, as I said it, it popped up on my screen anyway, so it was kind of... But we had already said it was closed, and we were announcing it way before that.
Yeah. We were...
Came in late as well.
Yeah, sorry, cousin. Oh, man, I don't want anybody to be upset. But, yeah.
But I tell you what, you catch us at an event, and we'll definitely have something to hand you. So.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's a lot cooler handing them out in person, for sure, anyway. So.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. Well, thank you for doing that, suggesting that, Smileys. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, well, that made it... So you guys are going to handle it together, McDonald's and you? Between each other?
Yeah, I got it written down, and I just checked, and I'm following them already, so...
Fantastic.
It'll be good. Hook up on IG's easy that way.
Yeah, so before I forget, anyhow, no, I'll tell you later. That's silly. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, so that's great. I'm going to drop those seeds, and in another week or so, maybe we'll do it next live. You guys get it in. If you guys want do the grow along, now's your chance. You know, next time. I think next weekend will be it. The cutoff. I'll have to. What is it? The 7th. That'll be the 5th.
When are you starting seeds? I can maybe start some with it.
That'd be cool if you did. I know Lease Cycle's probably already in the midst of his grow. Maybe he'll pop a plant. He said maybe, but yeah, it'd be nice if we all grew along around the same time. I know. Is it Lico's already popped some of? Who did he pop? Somebody's.
Does it matter which ones you're popping, or is there a certain strain everybody's popping? Or?
No, it's just one of you three that I thought if they had seeds from Lease Cycle, yourself, or Starline, you know, if they wanted to, you know, because if I was encouraging the ones that didn't do the, you know, we only had so much chance to do this giveaway. If they really wanted to do it and they wanted to make a selection, they could go to the seed bank and see you guys' strains and pick something to their fancy. And then it would be, you know, they spend the $60 or $100 and, you know, they just grow along with us. And, you know, we talk to you and the other guys at whatever stage we're at and answer questions and whatever, you know. I don't know what all you cool growers do, but we'll do it.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's always cool to talk shit about weed and, I don't know, cool.
That's what they do here on the gram. They grow weed and talk about it. Right?
It's cool we can, man, and not have to be like, oh, I got these tomatoes. These tomatoes at home that are they got this weird thing going on. You know, you don't got to do that shit no more. You just say what it is.
What's going on here? Okay, let me read down here below. That is cool, Smiley. Look, anything is new. I had 42. What's it? MD Terps. I got skimped. Nah, it's all good. Thanks, Yao. What do you mean? What do you mean? We didn't miss anything. I'm looking for some genetics. Can you drop your website? Yeah, cousin. It's right in link in bio above in my Koji bio link, cousinnikolai.com. There's a seed page. And yeah, there's you can go to the Seed Bank International, the links, and use coupon code cousin, get yourself a discount. Yeah. Well, cousin.
Sorry, I'm not there to post the link for you because I'm up.
Yeah, don't, well, dude, it's pretty easy to go to link in bio, isn't it? If you're on Instagram, you just go to link in bio, or it's cousinnikolai.com. But if you feel left out or you missed out, there's one way you can definitely win, guys. You can go to the website and do the game show giveaway rules, jump through the hoops, follow all of them, send me the email through the Facebook Cannabis Emporium page. So you're following me there, and we'll send you a pack out. Or you show up. That's right. It's been so long. They show up on Sunday, the live stream, and then you get to spin the wheel, and you'll win one of 3.
The coolest wheel on the internet, too. Just spin the coolest wheel on the internet. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I lost that. What'd you say? What'd you say?
I was like saying that you get to spin the coolest wheel on the internet.
Yeah.
We need this thing to be in action, man.
Yeah, man. Like, I took a lot of time selecting this off Amazon. I did. I really did. Fucking took me 3 days to decide on the colors, which one I was going to do. I was going to do black and white with some fucking hypnotic thing. And then I thought that looks too like fucking Freemason and shit. I don't want that. People still. Anyhow. Yeah. So MD Terp, sorry. It was a little bit confusion. We made it, we did it impromptu style. So you make sure you go to the website and get entered, and you'll spin the wheel and you'll win some seeds, no doubt. All right, cousin? I'll make it right for you. All right. For some reason, it's not on the link where we're on the podcast. Oh, it isn't. Interesting. Let me put it in for you. Well, it's Cousin Nikolai, like my bio, NIKOLAI.com. CousinNikolai.com. That's right. You should be able to Google me by now. Yeah, I hope there's no. Let's see.
Google searches.
Let's Google search me. Let's Google search me and see if there's any nudes. Yeah, go to Cousin Nikolai right now. Let's see what happens. Well, there's my website. My website comes up right away. LinkedIn, and I go to images, and guess what? There's pictures of like Russian royalty. Tsar Nicholas. Imagine that.
There you go.
Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, I'll show you guys on Facebook or YouTube if you're there. You can see right now for yourselves. That's right. Anyhow, yeah, no nudes. That's good. It does say Cousin Nikolai dyed his hair, but that's not me. But I have been thinking of it. Yeah, anyhow. Yeah, right. So, yeah, guys, that's how you can win. You can go to the website, cousinnikolai.com. Jump through the hoops, and Aliko says I put a different. Boy, man, these giveaways go bad real quick. Smiley.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's my 4th cousin podcast. I learned something every single time. That's great. There's always a chance to win. There's always a chance to win, no doubt. Hillbilly Grows, MD Terps. It's all good, right? I will, no problem. I know how to get a hold of you. I'll be ordering soon. That's great, cousin. I appreciate it very much. Help us all out. Illegal. No, not you. Okay. All right. We're all good. All right. That's cool. Yeah. So that's great. I appreciate you jumping on with me and doing this. And you gave out some seeds. So yeah, get ready to pop. I think I'm going to do the raspberries. I think I'm going to look for that. And I'll make sure I have enough seeds. How many do you suggest that I drop in the water to like do my pheno hunt? You know, that's another thing.
I suggest all of them if you have the room, but I don't know.
Yeah, it just gets to the point that I'll have so many because they might be male. I got screwed the last time. I ended up with so many males that I had to take my clones from, and it was so far behind in my count that I couldn't keep up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one tough thing. You never know, and then it's like, I mean, it's kind of like a roll of the dice. All of a sudden, it could be skewed one way, and now you got out of 12 seeds, you got 3 girls, and the rest are all male. You know, and so how do you know if you only popped half the seeds, you might have.
Yeah.
Chances are you could not got a female at all. Like,
I'd run out of room quick though because the areas are so small with each genetic. If I had 4 or 5 of them going, by the time I got real close to flipping, it would be jammed. It would be not, well, I'll do what I do. I'll just have to do something, even if it's wrong. That's right.
yeah, it's always a tough one.
Yeah.
I've been running a different veg light schedule. It's like it's kind of based on tricking the photoperiodism of the plant, but it's a 12-in-1 cycle. So like you run a 12-hour day just like you would in flower, but then in the 12 hours of darkness, you break it up at an hour in between in the veg room. So you're basically running 5 hours, 5.5 hours off, and then lights on for an hour, and then 5.5 hours off again, and then on for 12. So it gets a little like shorter day. Theoretic, like you run lights less time, but you're still keeping them in veg. So that's one thing I've noticed with doing that light schedule is that actually the boys still react to it. So as I'm growing out new seeds like that under that light schedule, the girls don't seem to react so much. But about the time they get 1.5 feet tall, the boys, for whatever reason, you can pick them out like real quick. They start reacting, throwing pollen sacks. So
when do you do that? Like what stage?
My whole bedroom is run on that the whole time.
Really?
So they just started naturally in the light schedule, and that's just one of the things I've noticed since I've switched to that is like if you're trying to keep a boy around, you don't want to run that light schedule because they definitely respond to that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So right in veg, I can pick out the boys. You know what I mean? So I only got to go a month or 2 months or whatever it is till they can get mature enough to throw their sex. And once that hits, it's like, oh, here's a boy, here's a boy, here's a boy. Boom, they're out of the room really fast. So it might be something that would help somebody if you're not planning on keeping any males around. It might be helpful to be able to pick them out as soon as possible,
Yeah, that's definitely it. That's what I'll do. I didn't know that people are doing that. I didn't ever pick up on that on Instagram. I see Alico down below is running 11 and 13 on flower and 17.7 in veg. Interesting. Very much. Yeah, I'll try that, cousin. Thank you. Little grower tip.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different light schedules, but it's basically just breaking it up so that that the plant, you're not running the lights as long is the idea. So
interesting. All right. Oh, we have some comments on YouTube and Facebook. AMC 420. It's snowing in Michigan finally. Yes, it is indeed. Hello, cousin. And we have Andrew Davis. Good morning, cousin, on Facebook. Thank you. And Aaron on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Well, yeah, that's excellent. What else is going on in these comments? Brother Bird, I can dig it. I'm about to begin using Farmer Freeman to keep my space limits in check. What's that? Farmer Freeman. Do you know, Smileys?
Farmer Freeman does, they do that like where you send in a little chunk of the leaf and they'll tell you if it's boy or girl. It's like a sex testing at the most early stage with checking, I don't know, whatever the chromosomes or whatever they do.
No, interesting. Of course you knew.
Yeah. So you can send in, actually, I don't even think it's a chunk of the leaf. I think they just smush the leaf on a little square, like to get plant material. I don't know.
Right.
Ones I guess the video I've seen, but I've never done it. But it's like $10 a test. $100 you send in 10 of them, and
Yeah,
You
those are
get to know
probably
what they got right away.
those are for the people that aren't messing around, right?
Well, if you got space, if you're trying to save space, so there's a lot of people that have tight space, so they need to get the mails out as quick as possible. So
Right, right. Interesting. We have the Baxter McGillicuddy has joined. Hello, cousin. Extra.
it helps too when they flip the flower, I think, but it
Say,
seems to give them a more. They don't seem to like go crazy as much. Like they just throw bud sites, go, you know.
right. We have. He says a half to 1 inch of leaf is what they put on whatever. A half to 1 inch leaf. Interesting. Yeah. So, what are you growing? Are you growing? LED, cousin, or HPS, or what do you grow?
Mine's all LED now.
Is it?
Yeah, I was running HPS and then a lot of metal halide or ceramic metal halide. I actually like those the best. The Horulux Blue 1,000 watt bulb, like plants just grew so beautifully under it, and like the ceramic metal halides, the 315 watt ones. They just, I don't know, they have a nice spectrum, and the plants seem to do really well under them, especially in veg. They have a nice green, waxy coating, and yeah. But LEDs, I is what I switched over to. Now that I've kind of downsized, but it's helped me run extra stuff in the room because I can dial them back too. So I have a lot of them just dialed way back, and they're bigger fixtures. They're like 680 watt fixtures dialed down to like 40%,
Right.
just for veg or whatever. So I don't know, but it still works.
What do you think of the results?
Um, I like it. They grow well under them. The biggest thing with like the transition from like an HPS to LED is like the temperature. What you're trying to do as far as temperatures and humidities in the room is kind of different. Like in HPS, I was always having a problem keeping the temperature down. Like I'd have the AC just fucking cranked and like hoping it didn't, you know what I mean? Hoping it could keep up or whatever. But like you get to like with the LEDs now, I got to add heat into the room.
Right.
Like I have a little heater in the room now because I can't get it up to the temperature. Like the leaf temperature should be like 80 to 82 degrees.
Yep.
So with the high intensity bulbs, they were actually, throwing a lot of heat at the leaf and heating the leaf through the infrared and the extra spectrum that was coming out of them. Where the LEDs don't do that as much. So now you have to have a higher room temperature to get the leaf temperature that you need. And that leaf temperature is important because because photosynthesis is a chemical reaction. That's the temperature range where that reaction can happen the most efficient. So that's the basic idea behind it.
Right.
So, a cooler temperature, that reactions slow down. That's just kind of, the way it normally goes. And if it gets to be like too hot of a temperature, then the plant actually transitions into a different mode of dealing with sunlight, to my knowledge. So it has to control its own temperature different ways, and so it kind of messes with it. But
I had all those problems. Mostly too much heat in the summer under the LEDs, and the air conditioning unit. Yeah, that's not going to work. Can't grow in the summer indoors, not without a proper system like a what do they call this, mini split. Need a mini split. But that's for serious growers. That's some commitment. I'm learning quickly. It's a lifestyle you have to incorporate too. This growing, it's a lot of work, and that's what Gordy Johncock said to me early on when I was trying to figure out what mediums, what nutrients, and he's like, you got to find something that you can incorporate in your lifestyle, and yeah. So I'm learning. I mean, I'm doing the living soil inside. I did a super soil before, and I didn't really like the way the basement started to smell, at one point,
Okay.
but it wasn't that bad. I'm going to but that was only a couple pots. So now I'm going to do all of Chris's Country Roots living soil in these autopots,
Yeah.
right? In the autopot system. Shout out to Country Roots. And so it's a lifestyle. And he gave me the top dressings for veg and flour, right? He's giving me the instruction. I'm going to hook up with the Michigan Beneficials guys, get myself some beneficials for the soil, his most excellent bugs, and and let it go. But it's a different style of growing, and I know I better be careful of not overwatering this stuff because that, right, it doesn't dry out as fast as the cocoa that I was using, right, Smiley?
It does hold water pretty good. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So
If anything, that would that, and you do definitely need to have some of the amendments added to it, in my opinion.
yeah.
But I just started running Chris's soil like I don't know, 3 cycles ago maybe.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of getting it dialed into. Each one's a little different, but I don't know. It works really well.
Okay. MD Terp says autopots kill shit. What do you mean? Kind of what to try Jack Skellington tester I have. Yeah, cousin, you should. You're growing.
So you're running the living soil in an autopot? Is that what you're?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do in the. I think I'm going to run it in their plastic containers, which are like 6-gallon, 5.9, 6-gallon containers, and that's primarily what Tommy from Detroit Nutrient Company and Autopot were kind of promoting, is like his living soil or whatever in that. But his was a lot
Yep.
lighter. His had some perlite in it.
He's got a lot more aeration in there.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot more aeration. So I'm going to run the air domes. The autopots just grow some incredible plants. Yeah, they do. If you know what you're doing with them. You can't run the autopots right away like I was running nutrients through the cocoa, and you can't run them at full strength right away because the plants drink up so much and you build up in the root zone too high of EC level. And then if you keep feeding on the same full chart, it gets to be too much and you'll fry your plants midway through. That's what I was learning. So they say like a 50 to 60% dilution ratio, kind of like a DWC, right? Or something, a little, or pseudo hydro kind of. Really like growing in cocoa coir, my nutrients and veganic. Also use organic. Yeah, I like the organic cocoa with the organic nutrients. Had good success with that. But yeah, so I'm adapting the lifestyle. That's it. And at first I was looking for whatever sponsors I could get because I could only afford so many things at the time. So I was looking to acquire as much freebie stuff as I could in exchange for content. And so, yeah, I've got everything kind of operational. I've done it with the different mediums. I'm going to try it with Chris's now and do it fully organic and under his advisement and that with your genetics and the other guys. So see how I do.
Yeah, I never ran an autopot. I ran earth boxes for quite a while now, which are in a way a similar principle where it's, the reservoir is in the bottom. The plants can wick it up on either corner into the pot. And there's like a little tube, though, that you would water down.
Right.
So it's kind of a similar principle, other than Autopot does it automatically. They got that valve that controls the water.
It's like a toilet bowl valve, kind of like toilet bowl, right? It lets out, and then there's a little bit of a dry back period at the root zone, and then it fills back up. But yeah, as long as you don't overwater, you have to get your root zone established before turning it on. If you turn it on, the autopot system, it'll wick up, and the root zone isn't taking up that water, and it sits too moist for too long. And that's what I was doing the first 2 times. I was causing overwatering, and they would go yellow and droop on me.
I kind of ran into that with the earth boxes too, because they tell you, well, just fill this reservoir, and that's what I was doing for quite a while. And then you figure out that you want to actually have not just like when I'm looking at the reservoir through the tube, I wanted to make sure it was dry. And then after a while, it was like, well, I want to make sure that's dry for like a day before I refill it, you know? And now I've actually migrated to where I've watered from the top on those. And then the way I look at it is I can water pretty healthy, so to speak, you know, in the earth box. And then it's kind of reverse where the water is going to make its way to the reservoir and then get pulled back up over whatever period of time, you know. But I try to keep it to where they're needing to get watered again, like in 3-4 days, you know what I mean? So I don't want to waterlog them, but I don't want to have them need it super quick either, you know.
Like, right. Yeah, you don't want to keep them in a state of saturation. There does need to be a little bit of dry back, but yeah, when you're running those beneficials, there's a balance of it all. You know, the bugs, you don't want it to dry out too much, kill all your bugs and that. But
well, also so like the roots need to breathe oxygen, not just the life. So having an aerobic root zone is going to be where roots can actually benefit and grow. So as they're growing, they're metabolizing sugars and doing all these things. They're consuming oxygen in those reactions to actually reproduce cells and all that. So yeah, so they need oxygen. So if you go to what's called, you know, full saturation or full where you can't add any more water to that media, and another drop or a drop goes in, a drop's going to come out. It's exactly how much it can hold. Like in a peat based media, like what you're talking with Country Roots, there is that's going to be in an anaerobic zone when it's at full saturation like that. So you never really want to try to get it to that point, because it's kind of like putting all the roots underwater to where they can't breathe, you know what I mean? And then they eventually start to die back from that. So that's one thing they always kind of keep in mind, or at least for me personally, it was a light bulb moment to go, oh, fuck, they gotta breathe too, just like I do, you know what I mean? So then you think about that a little differently when you start kind of really trying to douse them with water a bunch of times. Like you don't want to waterboard them, you know. Like,
right. That's what I was doing. Tommy from Detroit Nutrient Company was telling me with his soil in the you know, to get him established, it was 0.7 liters of water per gallon. And that would give you a proper filling, and then every other day. So it was like that every other day you would, you know, that's what, second, third day. But, you know, anyhow, that's
a lot of that depends on your environment too. And
right.
There's a lot you got to consider on that, because if the plant's not really able to function well, say it's super dry in your room and you're running a really high temperature, there's this, you know, a big vapor pressure that's pulling on the plant. So the plant's trying to close stomata to help control that. There's a lot that goes on to how well that plant can transpire or not, you know, and also how much is going to evaporate out of the media. You know what I mean? So
no, that's true.
There's a lot more that goes into that watering thing than what, you know, it's the easiest thing in growing plants, but it's also like kind of one of the more complicated things in growing plants, you know, like
it was, because as I grew in the winter, and then I came into the summer, it was so hot in that room, they were absorbing at different rates. So yeah, the VPD, I'm fighting VPD and to keep it optimal. And yeah, the plants are sucking up and doing different things. Yeah, it's a big learning lesson. Dave Morgan has joined us, and he says he waters almost every day with Country Roots, keeping his humidities and heat at optimal zone. And he knows what he's doing, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Keeper of Strains here says, any worry with HLVD in earth box or beds? You'll have to answer that, Smiley. HLVD, what is that again?
I don't have any worry about it.
What is HLVD?
I believe that's a hop latent virus.
Oh, yeah, the hop latent virus. That was coming through a lot of people turning clones, right? Through the clone right? And they spread it
Yeah,
that way. But God, I hope not. No, I haven't seen it in mine. I've been checked by the guru, Michael Fang himself, in my garden. I haven't had any of that. Advanced. Somebody asked, "Do you ever try advanced nutrients?" Advanced is a waste of money. Use dry nutrients instead. No, I have not done the advanced nutrients. I know a lot of people have, these commercial growers. Not
I
typical.
ran House and Garden back in the day, and then went to Nectar for the Gods, and then went to just hand mixing soil and tofu web.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, no doubt. Like, the what is it? The JL. What do they
It
call?
can be, but it don't have to be. Like pretty easy to just do a compost extract and water it in to a media that you either do it through testing or guessing, but you have a media that meets the nutrient requirements of the plant in it, and then you apply the biology that's going to help to cycle that nutrient to the plant. So if you get what's considered a biocomplete compost, which would be something that includes the proper amount of fungi, protozoa, nematodes, all these different characters that they're looking for in a quality compost get measured under a microscope. And then, but if you do a water rinse of that, like I got like a little screen bag, basically, I don't know, 220 mil, whatever screen. And then you just put the compost in, you screen it out, it gets the water all dirty, take that and apply it to the plant directly. No aeration, no none of it. Get good quality compost and rinse it and do that. I mean, you're applying that biology that's going to cycle all those nutrients, and that should be a winning combination with having proper room control and all that too. So.
Very nice. It is a procedure nonetheless, and I need more containers. And yeah, I just took out, I just lugged out all those pots with the soil. I had some 13 gallons with soil. They must have weighed 50 pounds. And anyhow, I was just considering things. And then anyhow, it won't be growing in the air bottom bags inside anymore. They had too much aeration. And when the soil dry out, too much like dirt, debris on floor and that. So that's why I was thinking of trying these plastic auto pots this time. Plus, cleaning out the fabric bags, pain in the ass too afterwards. All these salts and buildup. Watering with mosquito bits now. Haven't done that before. Mosquito bits. Interesting.
Yeah, they were talking about fungus gnats. So I guess the one thing, take a step back from like getting rid of them, just kind of understanding them. Fungus gnats like wet, damp, organic material to lay their eggs in. So the idea is that they have an 8-day life cycle. So by the time you started seeing those fungus gnats, whatever happened to get the problem started was about a week ago. So at some point that media may have gotten pretty heavy watered or whatever. But the idea that you need to kind of run a little bit of a drier media or dry out the top is one approach. It takes a little while. You're going to have to deal with them. They're going to have to die back and all that. But the other approach is to apply like some kind of a predator. You can do MI Beneficials has a thing he has. You can add right to the top of it. It has the predators in there. They go to town. They do their thing. It might take some time as well because they're going to have to work through that colony to eat them all up or whatever. But or there's other options like the mosquito dunks and stuff. But the idea that you're trying to add water to something that having too much water really started the ball rolling. You just got to kind of keep that in mind. So you're adding more water. The situation may not be the best approach.
Yeah, for sure. It's trying to keep that top layer dry. Yeah, yellow sticky traps are on hand. We'll be using the Michigan beneficials. That's a must, no doubt. And yeah, drybacks are important too. That's right. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to transition things because I'm supposed to have another guest come on, and we're going to be doing a second portion of the live stream dedicated to, wait for it, something we all love and need to smoke with, Heady Glass. This is a book all about the glass artists, right? I'm going to bring that up again. So he's supposed to be showing up, but I have Drew Kups from the Michigan Glass Project himself, the bull pusher on the gram, who showed up last week for an impromptu, but it didn't work out. So,
Cool.
yeah, so he's going to be my liaison into the world of Heady Glass and put me in touch with all the fucking cool kids that blow glass and hopefully bring something interesting to the show going into 2024 for you guys. So I'll have the gurus of growing, Smileys, and whoever else will be joining when they have time, the other three breeders and whoever else I encourage or whatever to come on. And then we'll have some gurus of glass blowing. Yeah, that's right.
I like it, man. Yeah, there was some sick pieces that he was showing the other day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm into learning. I've never really owned anything like these guys are making, but yeah, I'm definitely.
It's a crazy talent that I guess it's almost like it requires talent, but then you can't just be talented at it. You got to get experience in all the different, you know what I mean? Like how the glass responds and all that shit. And it's like, so the guys that are doing it on a high level, it's like, wow. I mean, it's an amazing art.
It really is the intricacy of some of these techniques that they use that I'm learning about. It really is. It needs to be brought out to the forefront as much as possible. A lot of us know in the community, but there's a lot of us that do not. And I think that's it's an interesting to me. And hopefully I'll learn a lot. It's Alico down here says, I've been using crop control by Trifecta, but I've been open to check out other brands. Yes. So many different brands and products out there. It's crazy. So much. Just pick a brand, right? Find something.
Kind of some of that. Oils and oils in a surfactant or whatever in some form.
I'll tell you what. I'm learning lots here. It's definitely trying to figure out what's going to work here going forward. And that. Morgan.
No, I like him, and I appreciate the invite, and I'll jump on again.
Appreciate
like
it.
I say, it just handcuffed me from putting in your websites and stuff in the chat. So.
Dude, I like the way you go about it. Hopefully I get sponsorship. I should pay you for your moderation talents. And hey, make sure you tell Eagle. I didn't realize that I was not following him on the gram. I thought, no wonder. I thought he was only on YouTube. And then I tried to reach out to him, and I realized he's on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, we're not even following each other. And I hope he wasn't offended that I wasn't engaging with him. I jump on the show. Yeah, let him know. But anyhow. All right, yeah.
No, I doubt it. He's been too busy to get offended by shit.
Good. I thought he was more older than that. But yeah, anyhow, I appreciate I'll have to have you guys on the show, like a proper interview, one or both of you at the same time to really tell everybody about his show and how that's what really intrigued me about it was the background.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's like a history lesson right there. So many of you guys know about it, but like for me, I was just like just all ears, right? And I feel like I should share that story for him and that. But anyhow, we'll get there. Let him know I'm trying to get a hold of him.
I like it. I will.
All right,
brother.
All right.
Have a great week.
All right. Bye for now. Thank you. Smiley's Angels, Smiley's Garden on the gram. If you do not know, you should, and now you do. Check them out, guys. Yeah, one of the most excellent breeders on the Seed Bank International. That's right, guys. Go there now. Get yourself a seed pack from either Smiley's Angels, Starline Genetics, or the Leaf Cycle Private Reserve, guys. And get your seeds this week so you can get popping with this most excellent grow along with your cousin Nikolai and these gurus of growing, as I'm calling them. That's right, my friends. Anyhow, that's right. Well, let's take a little break here for a minute. I'm supposed to be scheduled to have another guest joining us. I don't know. Maybe he saw us that we were running a little long. We're about 15 minutes late. Maybe he missed us. But anyhow, hopefully he'll show up here, and we'll get an education in this world of Heady Glass, guys, with none other than the Drew Kups from the Michigan Glass Project, the bull pusher on the gram, guys. Let's go there now. Let's see. That's right. Let's make sure everything's working. That's right. Okay. I'll take a little break. That's right. Thank you, Smileys, for tuning in. Let's see. Maybe I request him. Bull pusher. Let's try. Bull pusher. Okay, I invited. All right, let's try this. Oh, what is that in my cup? I don't know if I'll drink that. I don't know what is in my cup. Hope it is just milk from before. All right. All right, guys. There's 7 of you left. Yeah, so let me get going here. I'm going on the Facebook or YouTube. You can see full production of value of studio, and we'll go to the Michigan Glass Project right now to talk about them. Yeah, Cousin Nikolai, I do. I have a podcast interview coming up with the Jay Blaze on the Organically Blunts podcast. That's right. You saw. That's right. He's going to be having me on. I think it's Wednesday, guys. Bull Pusher is unable to join. Uh-oh. I guess he can't make it, guys. Okay. Oh, bummer. Maybe there was an email I missed. Anyhow, maybe he had something come up. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so for these next, let's take a little break. I have to smoke, guys. I made a mess here. Spilling my smoke. Let's get to a little tune-up going, shall we? Aliko, you just popped some seeds, didn't you? Was it Smiley's you just popped? Did you just pop? I forget. I know I just asked you too. Sorry. It's all right, guys. Appreciate you taking some time out this Sunday to hang out with me. I guess Drew isn't able to join. Choo-choo. That was a good one. Oh, Bull Pusher has joined, guys. Let me take another bong hit. Cousin, you're here. He's able to join. All right, guys. Wait for it. You're in for a treat now. We're going to get a real education. Wait for it. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Wait for it. That's right. Our next special guest here is a legend himself.
Hello.
Cousin Drew. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. How are you?
Real good. Thank you for taking the time to do this again with me. I appreciate it very much. Let's see. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, let me give you a proper introduction, you guys. Here we have none other than the bull pusher himself on the gram, the Drew Kups of the Michigan Glass Project. And guys, if you do not know of the Michigan Glass Project, you should. and now you do. You should go to their website. In fact, you can go to my website, to Facebook or YouTube right now, and I will show you full production value of studio, Drew, like I was telling you last time. I pull up your website, and I bring us on the overlays right below. You can't, let me show you right here on the computer. Right there, I got, let me lift it up. Right here, I've got overlays. You from Instagram, and then, yeah, my live stream. So, yeah, that's what's going there on Facebook and YouTube for everybody. But here on Instagram, it's just you and me. So, yeah, this is what I'm calling the segment of the Gurus of Glass. And who better than to have somebody that originated and started one of these most excellent missions here in Detroit to give back to the kids of the schools of Detroit with this Heady Glass movement, this Michigan Glass Project. Drew, thank you. Let's give him applause. All right, there you go. All right, the stage is set. But yeah, so it started what, back in 2011 or 12, the Glass Project?
I think it's maybe 12.
Okay, right.
I can never remember, right? It's 11 or 12, maybe 2011.
Okay, right. And that was to raise money for the Belle Isle Aquarium. That was the first kickoff. And yeah, you guys did just that. You raised up a nice check for them. I forget how much, but it got the doors back open and the tanks filled back up, right?
Yeah, I think our first check was for maybe $10,000, and it helped Vance and Jen over at the Belle Isle Conservancy a chance to get some momentum and really get the ball rolling over at the Belle Isle Aquarium. And it's in my mind, one of now a polished gem in the city. But when we found it, it was derelict. They had one tank full of some perch and a bunch of dusty cobwebs and some art. And for that very first fundraiser we did this thing called the 15 Minutes of Flame, where we had people come into the studio and we showed them how to make a little pebble, and we had hundreds of people come through to help us. And that was kind of our first grassroots campaign. And they built these pebbles that we used as an installation in one of the tanks. And that was kind of our first thing together. And it worked out really well. And that led into the Michigan Glass Project.
It's amazing what just that little idea and what it's grown into now. So here we are in 2023, last year. Well, it's 2024 now, obviously. And last year you brought back the event after the COVID lockdowns, right? And it was I didn't make it to that one, but it was my understanding it was a great turnout. And you were raising money for your mission, which is wait for it, it is the Art Road beneficiary, right? That you guys have been doing work with them since 2015, right?
Yeah. Art Road's amazing. Carol Hofgardner leads that. And what they do is they bring elementary art programs into Detroit public schools that don't have them. When we started this thing, there was no art and no music in DPS. And now I believe there's a small percentage or maybe even up to half the schools that have either art or music. And what we do is we support Art Road, and they bring teachers, programming, and materials into schools and offer kids a chance to think outside the box and learn how to, culminate those artistic skills that are so important in critical thinking.
It is indeed. Look at this. You have a check here for $175,000.
I don't know if we've written one for 175 yet. I think 125 is 125 or 150 is one of our top checks, and that might have been 2019. This year we were able to donate 50,000, and we look forward to returning to those larger checks.
Wow, there's some big ones.
But overall, I think we've donated around $630,000 to the Belle Isle Aquarium and Art Road, and that's a bit of social change there. I'm always impressed by our ability to take our talents and turn it into tangible social change. It's very impactful for us as artists to to be able to pick up a pen or a brush or light our torches and make a difference in this world. And there's something very poetic about it. You know, it really brings out the best in people.
Indeed. I'll tell you what, you could really feel it and see it in the eyes of these children here that are holding up these pictures. It's you could really can't put a price tag on that. If you're a parent, yeah, then you know just how much just something simple like some crayons and just that amount of time, and it opens up so many possibilities to the mind, the imagination. Yeah, that's truly a lost cause in the school district, music, all that stuff. Gosh, when I was, yeah, we used to be able to have pottery classes and all that, right? I had one. Wonderful. So great, cousin. That a bunch of stoners could come together and put together where are all the rich people giving their money to the schools? What are they doing? They have to have a big grant, right, with some sort of bench or a plaque. It seems like philanthropy is something that a lot of people do for accolades. And I don't think there's one person, individual right here that I can see on this website that's taking all the credit for this. This is definitely a collective, a community effort, no doubt, right?
We have a saying about that it takes a project to village. Not that it takes a village to project, but it takes a project to village. It takes like us coming together, like and caring about one another to do some greater good. You know, there's something to be said about, you know, many hands making the lifting easier. And I'm really proud of all the volunteers that come through and give us a hand. And like there's over 150 volunteers that help put the show together, and we could not do this without everyone's help. And that's really the keystone to making the project happen, is that everybody pitches in and either brings a piece of art or even showing up and supporting, you know, and being there to see it happen. You know, that's essential as well. But when it comes down to it, not the one of us does this, all of us do it. And if you'd like to volunteer, we're starting our volunteer roundups now. You can go to the website, the MichiganGlassProject.com, and you can offer your help there. And we appreciate everyone.
There it is, guys. If you go to Facebook or YouTube, I've got the website right now. It's MichiganGlassProject.com. And yeah, you can contact them there and get involved. And then check out.
And with that being said, if you're a glass artist or a visual artist and you'd like to participate, now is a really good time to get a hold of us and fill out an application for Torch Time. We get a lot of them, and we try to make it a well-rounded selection of artists out there. And it's not just our friends. We get chance for that. Yeah, like we really try to put together a lineup that's going to be efficient and produce beautiful artwork.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, if you're an artist, reach out. Get yourself down there. We have the Snoopy's Glassworks has joined us here. I've been there firsthand while he's been blowing, and he actually turned me on to a few of the techniques and different pieces. And that's why it's important for me to have and rely on someone like yourself, Drew, for this little segment that I'm trying to kick off here for the gurus of glass, as I'm calling it, and showcase some of the local artists or whoever else that I come across. But what better person to have than a liaison for a liaison than yourself, if you're willing to do so when you're able to. But yeah, I would rely on you. I've got the Forefathers glass. Don't worry, I'm not trying to rope you into any real commitments, but certainly would like to rely on you if I could in turning me on to some of the artists here in Detroit. Maybe there's people that you know that should be showcased that would like to come on the show. We could talk about that. Maybe they got a piece they want that they're going to auction off. We could do some collabs. I don't know how it really works in your world, but I would love to be able to use this platform on the weekly to bring in the second part of the show to talk to a glass artist or yourself or anyone, but to showcase a piece and help, maybe put something in the hands that somebody wouldn't have and help an artist out. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm happy to suggest artists all day and be involved with you, cousin, any way we can. From now, correct me if I'm wrong. You were filming at the first Glass project, weren't you?
So yeah, Cousin, who I live with here, has a production company, Detroit Photo Video Source, and yeah, he and a partner of his knew a couple of your artists, and yeah, so they met the Allison Keys, right? And yeah, they did the first little bit of documentary of the Belle Isle Aquarium. It's on Cousin's website, a Detroit Photo Video Source. I'll have to do a link. Did you get? I sent you a link to the video.
No, I didn't. I don't think I got that.
Oh shit! I'll have to send it to you again. Yeah, I'll send it directly to you again. But yeah, you should watch it. You're on it. You're in it, actually. It's great. You might
much
be
younger, more
right. You might be surprised how young you look, but you don't look too much older. But yeah, I was just watching it the other night. But there's it's a nice little piece to document what you guys did for the Belle Isle Aquarium, and yeah, I encourage you to repurpose it because it's certainly not doing any good sitting on Cousin's Vimeo page, in the archives. And make some use out of it. But yeah, that was a nice experience to see. I saw what he did. He had a great time. It was shot over some days, but it ended up at the in the Eastern Market area that you guys. It wasn't at the Russell at that time. There was a nice little space that you snagged up, but it was very cool. Because when you see the visuals of the blowers in the event, there's some big industrial fans in the walls with the daylight coming through. You know what I'm talking about, Detroit style.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is the fucking coolest atmosphere. It's like, and Cousin was telling me about it. They had their camera jib. They were doing some camera stuff, and they were very, very excited about it to film it. Plus, they're stoners, so it's fun. Right? Yeah. So
yeah.
But I look forward to come on out to this year, Cousin Nikolai style, and hey, if there's anything, any reason to come down to the shop or anything in between, you just keep me in mind. I'd love to mess around, maybe grab a bite to eat and do one of them, one of your tasting videos, right?
What's your eating? That would be fun.
It would be.
We're promoting the documentary right now.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we made a documentary about our efforts at the Michigan Glass Project. It's called Art That Gives Back. It's a full-length documentary, an hour and a half long, and we're going to be going around the country and showing it. We've confirmed with the Flint Institute of Arts, and we've set a date of March 14th. The word eating, is March 14th. And we're going to have some live demonstrations. I've asked Adam Thomas and 313 Glass Chris to do some demonstrations. Those are my shopmates at Urban Pheasant. And the movie pretty much explains what we're doing, why we do it, how we do it, and it really shines on how many people are involved with this thing and who give so selflessly and the results. Like a lot of times, we say all these things about putting art in elementary classes, but you don't actually see. You don't actually visualize the kids putting pen to paper, and like those are the best days. We go into schools and write a check, and sometimes I go in and check in and do maybe demonstrations or just work in the classroom. But really going into the school and seeing the kids in their element is, I think, the most powerful visual of the entire movie. So you'll be able to catch that at the Flint Institute of Arts. We're trying to work something out with the Corning Museum of Glass. We're also trying to work out with the Toledo Pavilion, maybe Tacoma, maybe in Virginia. There's the Museum of Glass there. So there's a bunch of opportunities to show the film. And then come next project, 2024, June 21st to 24th, what we're going to do is make hard copies and web copies available, and we'll do another showing then. And in the meantime, we probably might even do another showing of it sometime in the spring outside of the FIA, just to bring everybody together. It's just a really great cause, a really great reason to bring people together and watch a movie. We did this in the fall for the Great Fall Gathering, which turned out spectacular. we raised an additional $30,000 plus in glass sales. So these events are really powerful meetings for us. Not only for the money they raise, but the value they hold to the artists. One of our missions is to strengthen bonds between artists, and these parties bring us together, and a lot of collaborations are born of it. A lot of like lifelong relationships are born of it. So, you know, in this post-COVID world, there's nothing more important to us than getting together and, you know, turning out some torches.
It's true. And we need to keep the flame burning, no doubt, and the creativity going in the community. And yeah, we have all, you know, and being stoners, it's sometimes hard to get off the couch and get outside. So we must make an effort not to smoke until we get to the events. But yeah, you throw some most excellent events, and it's a great cause for sure, cousin. And I've heard great things about the movie from fellow cannabis cousins, and yeah, I look forward to seeing it myself the next time. So,
if there's any events you think we should play it at, let me know, and I'd love to line up showings throughout the summer. Okay. You know,
yeah. Well, I got
even anybody out there. Please DM me at Bullpusher if you have ideas for places to show the movie, or parties, or events, or gatherings. You know, we're really into that.
Nice to know. I know just some people that would like to have it, I'm sure, at their events. It's definitely worthy of showcasing and spreading the networking of it, no doubt. It's great. Thanks for the offer. I will keep that in mind. Cousin, this is great. See what the community brings. We have some glass artists in the comments below already. And yeah, so I'd be down to host a party to watch it up in Canada. Yeah. Reach out to the Bullpusher if you are able to put something together. You know, it's easy to do. You know, you're just right over the river, just across the river from us.
I would also like to implore, you know, if you're an artist and you have two friends who make art, or more, I would implore you to think about doing a philanthropic event of your own, right? Like help your community any way you can. Like blow some glass, host a little party, put an auction up, and donate the proceeds. And that's the formula we use, and it works. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much. It can get all life consuming if you let it. But like doing philanthropy in small bites is not only helpful for the community, but helpful for you as a person. Like it's really changed how I behave in public, and how I view myself, and how I view the world. And it's been nothing but good. And I would like to encourage everyone and anyone just to go out there, you know, do good and be good.
Amen. We all need to do our best. We need to try to be good people here. You know, no doubt. We need to try to be good people. Do good things.
It's like adventure, right? Like say you're not a very adventurous eater, and then you're like, maybe one day I'm gonna try starfruit, right? You're like, oh, this is delicious, and then it encourages you to be more adventurous, you know. And I think being kind is like that. You know, you find some ways to be kind, and you're like, oh, this makes just all of life so much easier in so many ways. Just to go about it by being kind, you know, and it perpetuates and it's infectious. And the next thing you know, everybody around you is kind, you know, and it just takes one seed, one crystal to nucleate and make the structure happen.
It's true, my friends. You know, when you come home and one of your family members is in a mood, and you can just tell how it just changes the atmosphere or vibes of the house. You have to be that beacon of light, my friend, out there, especially if you're in the forefront of that. Yeah, it's tough to be that beacon of light sometimes, but yeah, put a smile on that face. It's so much nicer than a frown. Turn that frown upside down, Nikolai, as Grandmama used to say. Why you look so unhappy, cousin? Anyhow, that's right. It's better.
Words from the Bubby.
It's true. Anyhow, yeah, it's great. We have some great comments. Some people are going to DM you. Looks like the Redhead Glass. I'll probably hit you up for some tips in the near future. You should, cousin. I just want to build the community. You should reach out in DMs. they will take the time to steer you in the right direction, whether you are coming to blow glass with us or you're trying to start something on your own. Most definitely. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Networking.
Hey,
go ahead.
Traveling is a big part of that. Like, don't be afraid to leave your house and go places. It's not the same everywhere. Go other places and get fresh mountain air. Like, go check out the desert. Go see what people are doing in other countries. Like, get out of your house, man. There's a lot of good being done out there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you got to force yourself out sometimes. Yeah, it's new things. I think about when I was young and so adventurous, and now sometimes like somebody invites me, and my first thought is like, I don't want to go anywhere. And I don't want to do anything. I want to put on my long johns and go out into the cold. But I do, and then once I get there, I'm okay. And it's great.
Yeah, you're
right. Yeah, I actually meet people and have a good time. But here's a comment right here. It's really nice to read some of these comments. It's appreciate you guys spreading positivity and growth in the industry. It's been a lot of negativity lately in my area. I've been busting my ass, being able to melt at the project this year, but I've only been melting for 3 years. I think I've slim chance. Cousin, just keep it up. There's plenty of events. If it isn't this one, there's other events that would love to have you, I'm sure. Get involved. Just get out there and start blowing, man. And it's nice to be with your comrades, your fellow blowers, and pick up tips and tricks. Yeah, reach out to Snoopy's Glass. He's in the comments below. If you don't know, you should. Snoopy's Glass works here on the gram. He's a great guy. He's out of Wisconsin. And I've met him at the festivals. He's very knowledgeable and helpful. And he's not, he's not like a seasoned veteran, but he's good. He's been doing it long enough to make it his craft. So, yeah, reach out to people. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Anyhow, when will you be having another like little blow along at the Glass Project at Russell, where maybe I could come and get on a torch?
Well, we used to have the shop across the hall, which was a hands-on glass laboratory.
Yeah.
But that didn't work out, so we had to close it down.
Oh shit.
I think what we have on the roster is an Old Timey Friday, which is a tradition set up at Urban Pheasant. And Old Timey Friday is Detroit's oldest social club. This has been going on pre-Columbus. We've all been getting together and smoking at the Russell Industrial Center for thousands of years. It's the crossroads. And we have a little sesh and a meet and greet. And this is really kind of how we started the project, essentially, is like the last Friday of every month or so, we would invite people to the studio, and we'd have open doors, and everybody's welcome. And maybe we have one of the guys blowing glass, or somebody's working in the background, but it was a chance for all of us to get together and show and tell, right? The growers, the hash makers, the collectors, they all bring what they got, and then we show what we got. And, we have a little food, some cocktails, imbibe in some cannabis, have a good time, engage in some wassail. And that's kind of how we started things. And again, I would encourage you, if you're interested in community building, open your doors, invite people, tap on their shoulder, send messages out, personal messages. Just don't put a flyer up. If you want people to show up, invite them, and make it personable. So Old Timey Friday kind of taught us the legs on how to be a host. And I stand by it. And it's an invention of Studio Anonymous, who started the Colorado Project. And one day we were all out of cannabis at the Russell. And this is before it became Trap Central, all out of cannabis, no weed for miles. And we decided to host an event, to have a party. And everybody brought it. And that became like, that became our re-up. And it's a beautiful thing.
That was the community at work. No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Wow. So the Old Timey Fridays, do they still take place?
We haven't had one in a while. I think we're due. Maybe I'll pick a day in February where
Yeah.
we can all
We
go
do.
up to the studio at Urban Pheasant
Yeah.
and bump knuckles.
I got 12 people that in my crew that want to go. I'll, I'll bring Fang and T-Dog. I'll bring all the big ones. We all want to go, especially T-Dog and I. We live real close to you. We'll cruise right down in moment's notice. There's the Russell has been a beacon for so many artists ever since I've known about the family's been here in the City of Motors forever. And ever since I can remember, all the cool kids have been at the Russell. I mean, it's where Eminem films all his videos. Come on.
He shot one right outside our window.
I was there with Cousin on his production company. Yeah, he was upset that all the people were standing out the windows. He wanted it all clear. He wouldn't come out and shoot because he was afraid someone was going to take a pop shot at him out of one of the windows. Seriously, I was there. The production was not happy. But anyhow, it's a great backdrop for so many things. I was there for a party on top of the roof one time. There was a band up there. Fuck, man. The city right there. I don't think that ever happened again, did it? No. But anyhow, yeah.
I think somebody fell off the roof.
Yeah, I believe that's what did happen. Oopsie daisies. Not funny, but yeah, accidents happen. But yeah, if you guys build it, we will come. And yeah, it's something to do here in February in the City of Motors. If the snow really starts to take hold, would be nice to come down there. And we'll
get together and ball out. It'll be fun.
Right on. Well,
we can make a thing of it, right?
Hey, we certainly could. Yeah. Well, as soon as you let me know, you start jumping on. We'll be telling everybody. All of a sudden, it'll be a whole nother project. Anyhow, well, maybe we'll just keep it on the download. Don't want to have to make it too much work for you guys, but it sounds excellent, and that's what the Russell is known for. Is I know there's another thing that the whole building opens up, has an artist appreciation day, right? They used to, anyhow. Where
we haven't done that in a long time, unfortunately, and maybe that's something I bring up to the building manager. Is that it might be something we do.
Yeah, well, they stopped doing it because they were about ready to close the place at one point, right? They were trying to close it, and there was a lot of anyhow. So maybe that, and then COVID came, everything screwed up that. So, but yeah, that was, I'll tell you, just as an individual, to go there and open up. I know you had a most excellent woodworker in the building. Anyhow, it was amazing. Some of the stuff, his wood shop and the work, and you had amazing sculptors, everything. There's so many artists. For them to have an open house, it was, and it's not that scary down at the Russell. Nobody really comes into that quad. It just looks scary. It's not that scary.
It's scary.
It's not scary.
It's scary.
It is scary.
It's scary.
Is it? I'm not scared. Maybe I should be scared. I'm not scared. Okay, so now I need to. It's scary. All right. Well, then I won't bring the nice car down there. Which I
would.
No,
one of our friends watched a scat get pushed out of the lot and it's stolen like 2 months ago.
Oh, they just push it right out. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to be brave to stop them too, now, wouldn't you?
Or armed.
Well, pretty much you better be armed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the situation. Anytime you bring out a weapon, police seem to get involved. Don't need to deal with
Oh, yeah, and the police are on it over there. I mean, I'm going to say it's less scary than it has been in a long time because the police respond quickly now. There's been some incidents where they've needed to be there and they lollygagged and it caused a situation, but it's getting better.
Okay.
So cousins, we're going to do Old Timey Friday then.
Yeah.
I'll run it up the poll and see who we can get to come down.
Yep.
And maybe you'll do a little invite only sesh.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe pull 30, 40 people out that we all feel should meet one another, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, make it like that. So it'll be produce something out of it with the networking. And yeah, you bring
like these meetings are really powerful, man. You get a bunch of people in the room who don't know each other who need to meet, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, especially the people that are putting on different events and then bringing things to the table. It'll be excellent. Yeah, for sure. We would love to just hang out. Thank you, cousin. I appreciate it. It's great. This is great.
Yeah, do it.
All right. It's done. All right, my friend. Well, there you have it. We will be working on things. And next time you come on, you showcase somebody. Showcase yourself. We could start with you. I know you had a nice piece you were smoking out of. I've seen you with in hand. Yeah, that. Well, right now, we've got another 10 minutes, Cousin. Tell me about that piece. Let's talk about this. Tell me about yourself real quick. We'll save the interview. You know, you will have to come to the studio for a proper interview. But give us the peanut gallery, whatever, tour they say, whatever.
Sure. I started blowing glass in late 96, early 97 in Eugene, Oregon. I bought my first tools from Bob Snodgrass. I bought my torch from Whale Apparatus. And the landscape for glass back then was really kind of in its infancy. There's maybe 200-300 glass blowers at the time in Eugene. And my roommate worked for Chris Shave at Jock Creations, who was essentially kind of like Jerome Baker, his competition early in the game. And we just figured out how to blow glass. And back then, you know, there were some head shops. It wasn't really a thing to sell glass to head shops. We would go to shows, you know, Grateful Dead, Fish, any jam bands, any small festivals, and set up tables and vend. And it became like it was a vagabond lifestyle then, you know. You'd make glass, you'd hit the road for 3 months of summer and come back home. I moved from Eugene to Detroit and moved into the Russell Industrial Center around 2000, 2001. And that's when we started a small studio with 5 guys. And it's changed over personnel, you know, dozens of times. And now we're 10 people in our 4th rendition of the studio. And we've been a solid crew together now for 10, 12, 13 years in the same studio.
And that is the Urban Pheasant Glass.
And so my work is primarily influenced by the early pioneers of glass pipes, and that involves using semi-precious metals as colorant. So I use silver and gold to give pieces the stain and color that gives it the color changing abilities. And that's like painting white on a window, right? You paint white on a window, and as you smoke through it, you darken it, and you're able to see the white. This is primarily like a very, very old technique, and it's come back in style, and it's come and gone in and out of style over time. It's just kind of amusing to me that now it's back, and people are getting really good at it.
And what do you call that again?
Fuming.
That's right. And I know you're actually known for that. You know that, of course, because I know this only because Steve Slack, my guru of glass for the new website Forefathers Glass, he, you know, when we were talking, he's like, yeah, Drew's known for his fuming in that. And yeah, I was like, wow, what's that? And he told me a little bit about it, but yeah, that's great. Thank you. Show that piece again, Cousin. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
About 10 years ago, I went all fume and stopped using color.
Look at that.
Here's a little opal on it. And this is a collaboration with my shopmate, Jeremy Ross.
Dude,
and so Urban Pheasant is composed of, 313 glass, J. Ross glass, Adam Thomas, myself, Allison Key, Horrified Glass, Emma J, Mitchell J. Fox, we call him G-Man, and then previously was IROC Z, D-Money, Zolbert Glass, Studio Anonymous, and on and on. We've had a rotating list of artists for a long time, but we have a very low turnover, and it's been my greatest pleasure in the world to work with all of these artists throughout time. And like I do a lot of collaborative work because I feel like there's like a lot of strength in working with other artists, and especially with what we do with the project, working with other artists is kind of like pertinent to me. Like I feel like I should poke my head in everybody's studio, and I should be around for birthday parties, and I should show up, you know. So like this collaborative work is all a part of the process of making the project better.
Indeed. And you can see it when you come together with something like that, how, one idea transcends into so many, and then it extrapolates from there. And that piece right there is just, there's so much to it. And I could only imagine as you guys were, it's an evolution, right? You're building this. It's not like you designed it all and sketched it out together and like, okay, no, like you're building, like, and these things take shape in their own way. It's sometimes, right? You know what you're setting out to do, but you go with the flow, right? So to speak. So,
it's so flow.
Yeah, it's improvisational, as they say.
Yes.
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 So, yeah.
Jeremy would beat me for marbles for weeks to make this piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's bad.
Wow.
I thought it was done. I would put a day in, hand him a box of pieces, and he'd look at it and be like, more. I need more stuff.
So you would give him the elements and he would construct the unit or rig. And how much time would you say that took over? How much time?
Picking it up and putting it down, I would say it took a month and a half to make this process. Jeremy works really slow.
Right. Well, that's okay. I mean, yes, you probably get pulled in different directions. It's something like that. You're not building it right at once. So sometimes you guys get together and you blow on the spot and build things together, right?
Yeah. I'll do the prep where I'll make the actual glass that the piece is going to be composed of, and I hand it to him, and he assembles it. He'll shape it. He'll get it hot, manipulate it, weld it together. Give it its form. Give it its function, and then he'll hand it back to me, and I'll decorate it with aesthetics.
Okay, interesting. And so, why did you end up with that piece? Because you commissioned it, why is it in your possession?
I stole it out of the case.
Oh, I got it. So it's a collective piece. It's a collective piece.
Right. Yeah. I didn't want this to go far.
Right.
Sometimes things like this don't see a lot of light of day. And we had it for maybe 6 months and it wasn't selling. And it was like at that point, I realized that I wanted to smoke out of it.
Yeah.
And what I like about this piece is that I made it with one of my best friends. He's not blowing a lot of glass right now, so it's like kind of a rarity. And it really represents our relationship well. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's
like
a sentiment. Yeah, well, it's a sentimental piece, no doubt. Good thing you grabbed it and it didn't sell. So, what I was going to ask something, I've spaced it. Right. So you could, never mind. I forgot. Damn it. It was good. It was I'll have to write that shit down next time. Oh yeah. I went off but yeah, all I kept thinking is that I'd like to smoke out of that. Smoke out of that.
Well, you can. Old Timey Friday. I'll bring it.
Yeah, I mean that's legendary. Yeah, for sure. Oh, this is what I was gonna. What do you call it? Do you have a name for it?
Oh, no, I don't have a name for this one.
Okay.
It looks like a floating recycler.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it's a floating recycler.
Okay. All right.
I don't have a name for it, like Bob or Bonnie or
Yeah, so that's another. So that's another thing that Steve and I were talking about was like all the different names of the different types of rigs because they bubble different. And like he called one, he's like, oh, you better be careful. That's a chugger. Or no, I was at Morganja said he had one and it was a chugger or something like. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Anyhow, yeah.
Chugger. Yeah.
It is true. It's chugger. There's a terminology chugger. Yeah.
Well, it's just like a feeling you get in a piece that pulls really heavy.
Yeah.
It draws big bubbles.
That's what he said. It's a chugger, and he was explaining. So, yeah, I'm going to need that lesson eventually when we start off things here from you and Steve, or that, like, or at least when you're holding these rigs, I'll have to make sure I make a question. Like, is that a bubbler or consider? What do you consider that? Anyhow, I don't know, because there's so much, Hey, I've seen you guys blowing and I've known about it, but I've never messed around in that echelon of that world. I'm totally newbie, and I'm not afraid to say. So that's why it's good. You can come on my show, and I'll take the embarrassment and awkwardness of not knowing, so you guys can discover through me. So yeah.
Hey.
Anyhow, that's it. But yeah, so I'll rely on your guys' expertise. So that one, you said a medium type bubbler.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's a recycler. It's a recycler. It pulls water from the lower chamber, right? This lower chamber, and it pulls it up into the top chamber, and then it comes down and back in. So the water goes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And so, yeah, and then of course you can put the different types of bangers on there. And
yeah.
I was learning about the JP Toro, the legendary JP Toro's Terp Slurper, and Michael was telling me about that. Why, like JP was legendary and how he basically, patented or trademarked this stuff, and that if you carry his pieces, you have to carry the whole collection. And he was explaining me just how exclusive JP was. Of course, you could probably elaborate more.
Yeah. So we like quartz, right? This is a quartz nail. It's a very dirty one. We like quartz because it has a higher thermal. It has the ability to take higher thermal stress, and you can get it raging hot from cold, and it won't crack. And it also holds heat longer than borosilicate glass, which is what the rest of the pipe is made out of. And it being a separate individual piece that you can put in and out of it, it then becomes a somewhat disposable object. You know, these nails, they start to lose the flux in the glass, and they become what we call chaz. It looks like it's sandblasted or dirty, you know. And that's just from usage, you know. I'm not quite sure how hash like chaz's nails. I mean, it has to do with high temperature and carbon and, you know, the chemistry of glass. But over time, these things become used and need to be replaced. So that's why we have them in this like separate receptacle that it can be changed out. And there's different kinds of quartz nails, all kinds of different sizes and little things you can put in them to make them spin the oil around. And then we use like bubble caps to make sure that we can do dabs at much lower temps than just straight up, because of convection. When you cap it, it becomes hotter inside the nail and vaporizes the THC. You know, you can use these like little insert guys that you put inside your nails, you know, chaz your nail. There's like, you're talking about Terp Slurpers, and they're like very tall, and you put a little column in it that spins, or a marble in it that spins, and there's a marble that goes on top. So for us, all this new kind of advancements in quartz gives us opportunities to make accessories that match these nice pieces. Like, you know, we've got this guy that's all fumed out, and then we have this cap that's all fumed out and nice, you know, and you can make a jar to match it, you know, and then you have a marble that sits on top that matches it, and maybe you have a matching pendant, you know. It's really pretty cool, like how Heady Glass kind of has progressed, you know, from being just like a simple spoon or a hammer or a bubbler into these magnificent contraptions.
I tell you what, after going to the different events and seeing this stuff, it makes me, you know, appreciate it so much more and want to have a collection piece too, because this is a part of my lifestyle. And I do have my little bit of favorites, but these are, you know, store-bought things. You know, I got a little Cheech and Chong little mini bubbler right here, and that I like to use. But yeah, I can see why you get some. I was talking to somebody, and he's like, yeah, he was telling me how much money he had into these different pipes, and it was like, and I was asking him like, why do you collect so much? And he says, I love the artwork, I love the glass, and these artists, I follow them. And it really made me realize, you know, this is something like truly is art, right? And it's like anything. It's all subjective. And the people that are really into it, yeah, there needs to be more galleries. I saw one of those glass shows, you know, where there's one of them discovery glass shows, but not blowing pipes so much, right? They're doing whatever, art pieces for galleries. But nonetheless, it's beautiful. And yeah, I could see like that little piece in your hand. And why you would want to have these collector pieces and then have all the little accessories to go with it. You're like all Gucci'd out with it or whatever.
I think I like to think that I make sentimental objects. You know, you were talking about sentiment earlier. I like to think that I make things that people keep in their pockets all the time, or they keep around their neck, or they pull out once a day in this tea ceremony ritual. You know, I like to think that we make objects that people identify with that help create their uniform. You know, if you were to go to some hippie show and you bust out a brass bowl with a bunch of really terrible seedy weed and you light it up and hand it to somebody, I'm going to bet that most people will not even think about hitting that, right? They're like, yeah, this guy's a cop. What is it? You know, it's because his uniform is wrong for the situation, right? With a nice piece in hand, if you're at a show, even if you have the worst weed in the world, somebody's going to look at that pipe and be like, all right, I want to hit this,
right,
you know?
Right.
And it helps create like an identity, or like it's a way to communicate with people. Like when I wear a glass pendant in public, and people are like, "Hey, that's a nice pendant," you know, and you're like, "Oh, I made it," you know, or my friend made it, or I know the artist, or you know, I wear this every day. It then becomes a part of your personality and your identification, you know. And I think it's like graffiti or street art, you know. It's like an advert of some idea, you know. It's like not just a piece of glass. It's a piece of sentimental. It's a sentimental object that helps self-describe. You know, at least that's what a lot of glass is for me.
People like to, you know, identify through their style and the way they portray themselves. And yeah, these are things I could see for sure. I certainly, being in the community now, I don't want to show up with some China glass. Where is my China? I don't want to show up with my tobacco shop $25 glass beaker bong. But I like this one. It works. But you know, what did I know when I was buying it? All I knew is I was only spending $25. I beat him down in price. It was $35. Not really helping the artist, but I don't think it came from an artist. I think this came right out of mass production in China. So I feel like I did us justice here in the community. I got a deal. Just kidding. But
there's room on the table for all pipes. Don't get me wrong. Well, I'm not trying to make an argument that you should be ashamed of whatever you own and you're using. But nice glass definitely portrays an image. You know, and it's like. And it's not like to be taken so serious so far as like being a heady boy, you know what I mean? Whatever that is. But just like somebody, you know, it just shows that you have an appreciation for that line of things, you know?
No doubt. And I'm gaining appreciation. The Kron Spliff says, would you import smoke you put in the glass? No, of course not, cousin. No, you guys could bust my chops all you want. But anyhow, I'll have to. I'm sure there's something I can afford at the next glass show I go to. I will get myself a custom piece, so I'm not harped on anymore. But yeah, I only smoke out of bongs, and yeah, that was what it was available at the time. Sorry, I showed that. But anyhow, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next glass show. I'll have to save my pennies. Because, you know, I'm just quite honestly, I don't want to. I don't think there's anybody blowing beaker bongs anymore. They're not even called beaker bongs. Somebody told me that it's not even a beaker bong. It's actually called something else. It's not the right term I was using because beakers are shaped a little bit different or something. I was like, oh boy, for fuck's sake.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're right. But it's like, I can't even get that right. I'm not going to be able to do this shit. They talk about Heady Glass. What do I know? Michael told me about Toro Glass. That's about all I knew at the point. This Terp Slurper. What's that, guys? And why are you guys putting marbles and all that? Yeah, there's so many trick shit that these guys, they get into it. And at first, I'm so naive to it all. It was just like, that's too much for me. I don't know what to do with it. But yeah, when they do these rigs, they got to heat it up for me because you got to do the temperature just right. And you got to keep that thing clean because I heard about that chazzing. And I have a hard enough time keeping my flower bong cleaned on the weekly. So anyhow, yeah, I'm going. Susie, it says Art Road Detroit is here. Oh, thank you for joining us. Save your pennies. Susie, the glass art is world class. I'm going to be saving my pennies. I need to get big sponsorship for a new show, no doubt. Anyhow, all right, that's great. Look at you bubble that right up. I like that. What are you smoking? What kind of rosin you smoking? Anybody's in particular? Is it your own? Any shout outs you want to give?
Actually, I would like to shout out 12 Plant. My buddy Job is making some really beautiful rosin. And Superlative Solventless. Nice. Those guys make fire rosin. I met them shortly after I met you at Big Cloud. I've known them through the project, but that guy, he makes some beautiful things.
Superlative.
This is just some live resin from Trap House that my buddy Joe turned me on to. But yeah, there's some really great rosin out here, man.
No doubt.
When did that happen?
Dude, just the last few years, everybody's washing, and the techniques are all proven now. They all got it down, and then they've got there's new equipment that makes it so much easier if you get into the industrial, the commercial, and they've got all that stainless stuff. And I've seen some, and there's no shortage of good cannabis here. You can grow good cannabis here outdoor. You just got to watch for the powdery mildew. And it's a lot easier to wash than it is to dry and cure and try to do that. And it's selling better, right? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I get excited. The Starline Genetics has joined. I have not seen him. I thought he was MIA. He's one of the breeders that I have been promoting the seeds here for the Grow Along. And we were just talking about you earlier for the Grow Along. Sorry to interrupt you. But we have here... Just to conclude things, I'll let you go, Drew. I know it's getting late. I'm going to wrap the show up. I got chores to do, and my stomach is growling. I got to go make some more Ganja Farms bacon, most excellent savory eats. I got my half a hog from More Ganja Farms. Shout out to the More Ganja. He was just down here in Metro Detroit. You could have got yourself a $100 pack of savory farm-raised hog, heritage hog, Drew. You let me know. Do you eat the hog? No, you don't need to.
No, not so much right now, but I do appreciate it. Were those guys up at the Legacy event, Big Cloud?
Yeah,
trailer?
He's cooking. He's cooking there, and so I got myself that. You should see this bacon if you like bacon.
Beautiful. I love bacon.
Yeah, you can't do it. Once you have his bacon, you don't. It's real sad to go to the store and fucking buy a package of bacon for so much money, because this is like they're huge and they're thick, and I'll tell you what. You cook it right in the cast iron, Jesus. Anyhow, that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Bacon and cooking and cleaning. That's right. Anyhow. All right, Drew. Well, thank you very much. I look forward to you joining us again. I will reach out to your secretary and schedule you for a proper interview here at the studio in the next few weeks or so, and see what your schedule looks like.
Yeah, let's hang out soon, cousin. It's really good to talk to you.
I appreciate you. Looking forward to the, what was it again? The Fridays. What did you call it?
Old Timey Fridays.
Yeah, Old Timey Fridays. I'm so excited for that. All right, keep me posted. All right, guys. If you do not know, we have here the Bull Pusher on the gram. All right, Michigan Glass Project. Check them out. All right, guys. Thanks, Drew. Bye for now.
Big ups.
All right. Drew Kups from the Michigan Glass Project. That's right, guys. He's doing great things in the city of Motors with his collective, the Urban Pheasant Glass, and their beneficiary, the Art Road Detroit. That's right, guys. Doing great things for the kiddies in Detroit. They're so happy with all their most excellent art. Art stuff. That's right. Anyhow, guys. All right, let's wrap it up. There's 12 of you that tuned in. I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys got some likings out of that show with Drew and myself. And make sure, I better read. Hold on, guys. Don't go just yet. Let me read the comments below for you guys. We had a lot of people here on YouTube and Facebook. We had Andrew Davis said hello. We had I waved at them. AMC 420. Chris Roots. Thank you, cousin. If you were there on Facebook, I appreciate it. What a project, doing great work. Michigan Glass Project, they sure are. Pinoy, Exotic Terps Club joined. Love all kinds of glassworks, even the ugly beginning torch work. It's true. I can appreciate it all. Pinoy Terps Club, scientific with minimal heady enhancements. That's it. Fuming as it hasn't been seen in a long... Yeah, you know what you're talking about, apparently, Pinoy. All right, Aaron, we have some nice glass artists in the Buffalo, Niagara area. Nice, cousin. Looking forward to seeing more Heady Glass on my horizon. All right, everybody on Instagram, I appreciate all of you for tuning in. That's right. All right, well, just if you guys don't know, you should, and now I'll tell you, that's right, I'm doing a most excellent grow along for the 2024 indoor grow, and you can grow along with me and the gurus of growing, which happen to be the three breeders of seeds that you could have won the last couple of weeks. You have one more chance to win next week, but you can purchase them if you want. Link in bio above, cousinnikolai.com. Go to the seed page. Use coupon code COUSIN. Follow the rules at the website. It'll tell you what to do. You can get one of these three breeders or all of them and get popping with us to do the grow along, right? And keep up. And then weekly, we will be doing, talking about where we are with it, different stages. And then for the second half of the show, I will be bringing on a Heady Glass artist to talk about this thing they call Heady Glass, guys. That's right. And we'll get educated. At least I will. You guys probably already know. Anyhow, all right. Stay tuned for more. Okay, guys? Bye for now. All right, that was good. Let's leave him with the intro. It's music, okay? All right. All right. To give you behind scenes, if you're on Instagram, you should go to Facebook and YouTube. You can see behind the scenes camera. It hasn't turned off. It's still on. All right. All right, guys. Cool. That's a good one. All right. Bye for now.
Feeling in the air tonight. Take a long deep breath of our good vibes. Yeah, we bring nothing short of a good time. So let's ride. We got people to satisfy. Voices in the shadows, they echo. Everybody